Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. My name is Jessie and this is a Fritz Fam TV. Woo woo. So today I am taking you through my June budget. Just so you guys know, on this channel we do all things wellness. So a big one that I focus on is financial wellness, is getting out of debt, is budgeting. We also do videos on different ways that we keep our life happy and healthy. So different foods that we eat, non-toxic products that we use, having a healthy relationship, and just like our life in general, which happens to be focused on wellness. But I hope that you enjoy this. We do a lot of budgeting videos, which I know a lot of you are here for, and I hope that you like these. Definitely let me know in the comments if there's anything you would like to see from us or what you'd like to see more or less of, and we would be happy to kind of show that to you. But without further ado, let me take you through my June budget, which is done in Google Sheets. I have my income kind of blacked out. It's just for privacy reasons, but you can see like the total income that I bring in. So up there in my income is my full-time job and then my part-time job income, kind of all up in there, and what I'm budgeting out for that. I always know what I'll make for my full-time job. I don't always know what I will make for my part-time job. So that's kind of where that comes in. Beautycounter, I am not really anticipating anything right now. It's an affiliate that I use. I really love Beautycounter. I've talked about it here before, but it's not something that I actively sell. It's just like not something that I really have time for. Well, these are in my way. So yeah, I'm not anticipating anything's going to pop up for that, but I still am keeping it on here just in case. Right now, again, in June, Ben and I will have our budget split. I believe we're going to work on combining our budget either in July or probably for August 1st, because that'll be when we are moving. So we will kind of need our budget to be in the same realm at that time. But with that, he still pays me about $90 a month. That comes from his part of paying my car payment, and then it also takes out money that I owe him for couch payment. So that's kind of where that $90 comes in. And then I always have other in there just in case something pops up, like I sell something on Poshmark, I get a gift, something like that. Moving on to rent, that is the same for now. It'll be the same in June and in July, and then it will change eventually for when we move into a new place. Sorry guys, we're again on the busy street. We're trying to find an apartment that is in a quieter part of town, but we just haven't found one yet. So for right now, we are a little bit loud over here. But my part of the rent is $1,400. We pay over $2,800 for our rent. That is a lot of money, I know. We live in Chicago. It's kind of the way the cookie crumbles because we don't want to live in a shitty part of town, to be honest. So that's kind of what we pay and what we can afford right now, but we definitely are trying to find a place a little bit cheaper and a little bit further out of the city, just to honestly, to be a little bit quieter. Next, Canva is $12.95 per usual. Libsyn for my podcast is $15, which is per usual. Nicola Coaching is my functional medicine coach. Technically I'm paying her for May, but I pay her with my June check. So technically this paycheck I get on the last day of May, but I use it to pay all of June off. So that's when I get paid every month, is the last day of the month. And it is only one paycheck that I get paid, and then I get paid about mid-month for my part-time job. So that's what I'm doing there. So technically my coaching with Nicola is now over in June. I would love to keep coaching with her, but it's just like not in the cards the next few months for me. So that won't be in the budget next month. I pay $1 for iCloud storage because Apple tries to get everything out of you, if you know what I mean. And $6 for my Google website, my like business Gmail, which honestly, whatever. I was like, why do I even have that? But it's because, so I can have like Jessie@jessiedeshane.com instead of like a normal Gmail. So Therapy, I budgeted $20. That would be 2 therapy sessions a month for me. I'm hoping that that is enough. $14.99 for Tailwind. If you watch my other channel, I'll be doing a video actually on my favorite social media tools. All of these are within that, obviously, because I use those for social media. Eventually, when Ben and I combine our budgets, I will be pulling my business out of this budget and paying these business expenses just for my part-time job, hopefully. So these eventually will move out, but for right now, everything kind of comes out of just my full budget. My car insurance is $69.43 a month. My electric bill, I have $40. I'm hoping that that's enough. We are starting to use air conditioning again here because we are full windows here. So even when it's not super hot outside, it feels really hot inside. So this may have to go up a little bit, but for now, I'm just gonna keep it at 40. My commute budget is $75. So that is the money that I use to ride the bus, to ride the train, to take an Uber, things like that. Because it's nicer out, I've been walking a lot more, so I didn't use as much of this budget in May, which is great. But I'm gonna keep it the same for now, just because we have our honeymoon, we have things like that where that might kind of like pump up a little bit around the wedding. So keeping that where it is. My doctor, I have a $50 buffer in here. Honestly, I shouldn't even use anywhere close to this month, but I'm gonna keep it at 50. I don't mind like over exaggerating this part of my budget because as you'll see when I do my May budget recap, I tend to go over in other places and I'm still kind of figuring out like where that sweet spot is. But for doctor bills, I don't ever want to like budget something really, really low and then actually need the full amount of the budget. So keeping that at 50. Tolls and gas, keeping that at 50 as well. So there are tolls in Chicago, in Illinois. We go through a lot of them if we're going out to the suburbs, which will be happening. We will be driving out to the suburbs a lot for the wedding and stuff, and then driving also to Michigan. So honestly, I should probably bump this up. I might do that while we're standing right here. I might just do $30 there and add $20 to that budget. That's actually what I'm gonna do because we're driving to our honeymoon, we are driving to like back and forth for the wedding, stuff like that. So we will be driving a little bit more than we normally do. Savings, I'm keeping that at 0. It used to be $75 a month. Right now, I did have to deplete my emergency fund a little bit for an emergency, which was my wedding dress alterations. It sounds silly, but they were unexpected and I had thought that I was going to be having them done by my mom, so they would have been free, and then that just didn't end up happening. So we didn't budget $475, Chicago, for wedding dress alterations. So I did have to take that out of my emergency fund, which I will be paying back. So instead of putting money for savings, I'll just be putting any money in the next couple of months back toward, to my emergency fund. We're also putting money toward a moving fund. So the debt snowball is kind of on pause right now while we do that. Next up is my Verizon bill, which is always $80 a month. Then moving on from there, my debt is $200 for my Capital Credit Union, which is my personal loan. I will be paying just the minimum this month and probably next month. Just as I said, we're not really throwing any extra money at the debt snowball right now while we figure out our savings stuff. Throwing $270 at my Discover card, which is a minimum payment. Throwing $300 at my car loan, which is a minimum payment. Great Lakes student loans, $165.26, and my Mohela student loan is $319.24. So these are all my minimum payments. So we're looking at $1,200 in minimum payments that I am paying for my debt, which is all over here. I've done videos on my debt snowball. I'll leave like a little playlist down below that you guys can watch if you're interested. And then moving on to like cash envelopes, and then these are technically sinking funds. I'm not really sure what happened to that. So I put cash in quotes because I don't use cash. It just didn't work for me. So these are just things that I keep in my debit account that I'm budgeting for. So the cash is on my debit card, which is just much easier for me. I give Ben $250 every month that I just Venmo him for groceries, for my part of the groceries. Then I am budgeting $200 for restaurants and coffee shops. Now this is up, one, because I suck at like not spending money, but two, because we do have the wedding and we do have our honeymoon coming up. So I wanted to budget a little bit more money that we can spend going out to eat, that we can spend on ourselves, and I don't have to worry about it as much. So I did up that budget. I have $150 for medication and supplements. Sometimes I use that full amount, sometimes I don't. I'm still kind of learning about that one and like learning the cycle of my supplements. I don't get all of them every single month, so it's a little confusing to like keep on it, you know what I mean? So I'm at $150 budgeted for that. I'm at $30 budgeted for the household. That's things like toilet paper, gifts. Honestly, like if we have to, so for example, like a Father's Day card would come out of our household budget. For business expenses, I have $68 budgeted, which is way more than normal, but that is because I have my blog domain renewal this month, and I also have my Beauty Counter renewal in June. So it's $50 and $18, so that's kind of why I budgeted this much money. And then moving on to miscellaneous, I just keep like a $10 buffer in there. I would love for that to be bigger, but it just doesn't fit right now. So that's what that is. I'm putting $104 in clothing and beauty. That will be, it's a random number just to be zero based, which you'll see down below. But basically I'm getting my nails and my toenails, pedicure done for the wedding, the day before the wedding. And that'll come out of there. I also have a spray tan that will be kind of coming out of our wedding, the little bit of money we have in our wedding budget left. Honestly, we have $60 in our wedding budget, so. But, so that'll be some like last minute things like that. If I need to get eyelash glue for my eyelashes, things like that. So that is what that budget is for. I budgeted $100 for Cora this month. We have to get her food. We also need to get, actually just her food this month. So that budget can probably go down, but I'll leave it at that for right now. She does need to go to the vet. Eventually, it's not an emergency, which is why we haven't been budgeting for it, but we should get her in this summer. And I just wrote a note to myself that I need to budget for NexGard in July. So she takes NexGard, which is like tick, like, I don't know. What am I trying to say? So she doesn't get any like tick bites or anything like that because we do live in the Midwest, so there are ticks here. I budgeted $25 for car maintenance and city sticker, which is lower than normal, mostly because I paid for my city sticker last month. You'll also see like a big thing came up for my car that I wasn't anticipating, that I was kind of annoyed about, which I'll talk to you guys about in my May budget recap. But yeah, so I'm only budgeting $25 for that sinking fund that'll go into like my savings account is where it is right now. Just in case things come up or I need to get an oil change or I need to, you know, anything like that. Parking ticket, hopefully I don't get any of those, but you know what I mean. I put $100 in the moving fund. So that is a big thing that we have not been budgeting for, and we're trying not to have to pull money out of the emergency fund. But we probably will because we weren't thinking about it ahead of time enough. However, we are moving at the end of July, aka beginning of August. We will need to be paying a possibly an application fee. Sometimes there's application fees, sometimes there's not. And then also we will be paying, what is it called? A security deposit. So basically 2 months rent all at one time, which in Chicago, that's like $4,000 at one time. So it's just a little crazy. So I'm trying to put as much money away for that as I can when I can. You'll also see that anything that I have left over at the end of May will also go toward moving fund slash emergency fund. It's kind of all molding together for right now until we move and we can kind of figure that out. So that's where that's at. And then these are my other little sinking funds that happen every month. I put $25 away for my Pays to Be Brave plane ticket, and then saving for any money that I want to spend. That conference isn't until October, and I will have about $80 of my plane ticket paid for via work. So I just need to kind of make up the rest of it, which actually I should probably book that ticket sometime soon. But anyway, that's what that's for. I put $24 a month away for my Just Jessie blog yearly. It is like renewal. It's $187 to renew that website every year, and I'm never ready for it. So this year I'm putting away $24 every month so that I'm ready for that in October, I believe is when it is, or November. And then same for Planoly, which is the program that I use. It's a yearly amount of money. Honestly, it depends where I'm at by that time. If I'm no longer working with my client, I might get rid of Planoly to save a little bit of money. If I am working with her, maybe I won't. I'm not really sure. So I'm trying to figure that out. But either way, even if I don't and I have, a couple $100 put away for this at that time, I can roll that into my debt snowball or into something else. So for now, I'm just continuing to put money toward that. So yeah, that's kind of where all of those come in. That means my total out is expected at $4,332.87, which leaves me at almost a $0 budget. Usually I keep a little money in here that's a buffer, but as you saw in some of these things, there's a little bit of buffer in some of these other categories, so I'm not that worried about it. But that's just the way that I prefer to do my budget. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at for June, which is crazy that it's gonna be June. I mean, it's currently May 25th when I am recording this for you guys. I'm trying to pre-record a couple of videos when we'll be out for the wedding and for the honeymoon, so I don't have to worry about trying to find time to do a video. So yeah, that's where the budget is at. I hope I didn't talk too fast. I feel like I'm today. I just had a coffee, so I'm but that is where my budget is at. I'm still trying to decide. I had a couple of people ask me if I would be interested in doing this kind of budget, but then also doing a planner budget and writing it out, which I wouldn't be opposed to. I just honestly haven't even thought about it. And I think it might be fun. So maybe that's something when Ben and I combine our finances, maybe end of summer, early fall, that's something that I'll get into. Let me know if that'd be something you're interested in here on the channel, kind of showing you how we go through that. But without further ado, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Let us know down below what you would like to see, and make sure you subscribe and like the video. It really helps us out. Yeah, let me know what else you guys would like to see. I love filming videos for you, and as you can tell, I'm super passionate about going debt-free, and about budgeting, and about doing all these things and doing it happily. And I'm excited with the great changes that budgeting has made to our lives. So yeah, anything you would like to see, we would love to show you. But anyway, I feel like I keep saying anyway. So Jessie, just stop talking, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.